And the COVID-19 pandemic has dealt a body blow to Jamaica's economy. Some have lost their jobs, others their livelihoods, curtailed by necessary health protocols. Moreover, nearly 500 Jamaicans have lost their lives to the virus on top of other recurring social ills, such as high homicide rates and crime. This scenario formed the backdrop for Mark Golding's maiden budget presentation as opposition leader. In his contribution to the 2021-2022 debate on Tuesday, he lambasted the government for what he called its timidity in repositioning Jamaica to meet the challenges of a post-COVID-19 world. We get more in this report.
The opposition leader said that the current global crisis also brought great opportunities.
Madam Speaker, this is therefore a time of immense danger for our country, but it can also be a time of great opportunity. We should use the lessons presented by this crisis to reset the status quo rather than just yearning for a return to the ways of the past. We must identify new and better ways of tackling the challenges that impair our national progress. Only we, all of us together and united, can decide whether we learn from the crisis or we yield to the crisis as we face the future.
He called for the resumption of Vale Royal talks in the spirit of a bipartisan approach. He also lamented the government's move to remove chairmanship of some of the parliamentary oversight bodies from the opposition.
We therefore regret that the Vale Royal talks, commenced by our predecessors on both sides, have been laid to rest. Those meetings allowed the government and opposition to discuss important matters affecting our country and to develop a consensus where possible. In a similar vein, Madam Speaker, the removal of opposition members from chairing most of the parliamentary oversight committees after the 2020 general election was a retrograde step.
As to the government's proposed $830.8 billion for the 2021-2022 financial year, Mr. Golding said it was inadequate.
In the face of this devastating crisis on the people, the response of the government has, in our view, been timid and inadequate. The budget for the coming fiscal year only makes provision for $8 billion, which is less than half of 1% of GDP, in direct COVID-related social support for vulnerable Jamaicans. This is half of the amount provided in the last fiscal year now ending, which itself proved to be far too little. This budget, Madam Speaker, does not do right by the Jamaican people, especially the poor, those earning low wages, the unemployed, the elders struggling to survive on a meager NIS pension that has not been increased since 2018. And it is not just individuals who are struggling. Service industries, especially tourism, entertainment, transport, and sports, have been hit badly. In those sectors, businesses, both large and small, now have their backs to the wall.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness will make his contribution to the budget debate on Thursday, March 18. Melvin Pennant, PBCJ News.